Deep in the outer galaxy, the Forbidden Zone awaited. Alien explorers had always heard stories, strange anomalies, disappearing ships, and signals that made no sense. Most fleets avoided it. But today, the alien exploration fleet entered anyway. Confident in their technology and strength, Captain Zirac stood on the bridge, eyes fixed on the dark expanse ahead. "Keep sensors active," he ordered. "Nothing moves here, but that is exactly why we must be careful." The alien officers watched quietly. The space around them was empty, cold, and silent. Even the stars seemed dimmer here. No radiation, no energy readings, just dark matter clouds and a strange hum in the void. Suddenly, the main sensors flickered. "Captain!" a young officer shouted. Unknown ship appearing on long-range scans. Zirac's eyes narrowed. "Show me." On the main screen, a massive warship appeared. Its hull gleamed faintly, dark and sleek. Human design, but far larger than anything recorded in galactic databases. No engines glowed. No weapons fired. And yet, the ship was moving as if it had appeared from nowhere. "Impossible," the science officer whispered. "There is no warp signature. No cloaking. It just materialized." The bridge fell silent. Even seasoned officers felt unease. "Open all scans," Zirac ordered. "We need to know what we are facing." Blue beams reached out toward the human ship. Data flooded in. Hull thickness. Weapon systems. Power cores. Every measurement seemed normal, yet the numbers made no sense. "It's old," the science officer said slowly, "but the technology is far beyond current human capabilities. And it is active." Active. The word sent chills down the alien spines. The ship did not fire. It did not move aggressively. Yet every alien sensor began to fluctuate. Engines hesitated. Weapons locked on their own targets. Navigation systems produced strange errors. "Captain," the engineer said nervously, "this ship, it's affecting our systems. Not attacking, just existing." Zirac clenched his fists. "Remain calm. Keep scanning. We are stronger than any single human ship." Still, the officers could not ignore the feeling. The warship was alive. Not in the sense of crew presence, but in control. It observed. It analyzed. And it waited. Minutes passed. The alien fleet held its breath. Every ship was aligned for combat, but none dared to fire first. The human warship slowly rotated, positioning itself directly in front of the alien flagship. It did not accelerate. It did not attack. It simply existed, silent, confident, and undeniably dangerous. Suddenly, a new reading appeared. "Captain," the science officer said, voice tight, "the ship is sending a signal." "From where?" Zirac demanded. "Not local," the officer replied. "It's broadcast across multiple sectors. Deep space. And perhaps beyond known human networks." The bridge went silent. Every officer stared at the screens, unsure what this meant. Zirac felt a cold weight in his chest. "Prepare a boarding shuttle," he ordered. "We need to understand this ship before it does. Something we cannot counter." The boarding team prepared. The human warship remained calm. No alarms, no sudden movement. Just a low hum that seemed to echo in the minds of those who approached it. As the shuttle detached from the alien flagship, sensors detected a subtle pulse. Not weapon fire. Not shield energy. Something different. It was a warning. Or perhaps a test. Zirac's eyes narrowed. "Be ready for anything. This is the Forbidden Zone, and now we are not alone." For the first time in centuries, the alien fleet realized the truth. The human warship was not ordinary. It was a ghost of the stars, appearing from nowhere. And whatever its purpose, the galaxy was about to find out how deadly humanity could be even without firing a single shot. The alien boarding team moved cautiously toward the human warship. The shuttle glided silently through the void. Every officer aboard felt a tension they had never known. No sound came from the ship. No signals. No crew. Yet the sensors behaved strangely, showing irregular energy patterns, systems that seemed aware. Captain Zirok watched from the flagship. "Keep eyes on every readout," he said. "If the ship moves or reacts, report immediately." The boarding shuttle reached the hull. Magnetic clamps attached, and the crew entered. Inside, the corridors were clean and bright. Lights glowed softly, panels intact, floors polished. No damage, no debris, no signs of life. "This place is too perfect," said the team leader. "Like it was prepared for our arrival." "Prepare for scanning." Zirok's voice came through com-link. The boarding team activated their scanners. Data flooded in. Hull integrity, 100%. Energy cores, active, stable, and unknown in design. Weapons, mounted but inactive. Life signs, 0. "Captain," the science officer said slowly, "the ship is not abandoned. It was never meant to be occupied during this period." "What do you mean?" Zirok asked. "Standby mode," the officer replied. "The crew left intentionally. The ship waits for something." As they moved deeper, a sealed chamber appeared. Heavy doors with strange symbols covered the entrance. Scanners showed a massive core inside. "Open it," Zirok ordered. The doors slid aside silently. Inside, a dark, rotating sphere floated at the center. Energy lines pulsed around it, faint but alive. The ship's system seemed to focus on the boarding team. Suddenly, a calm, artificial voice echoed through the alien comlink. "Contact confirmed. Species identified. Non-human. Threat assessment pending." The officers froze. Did it just speak? The weapons officer whispered. "Yes," the science officer said. "It is not hostile. Yet it knows we are here." The sphere pulsed. Lights on the walls shifted slightly. Doors opened automatically as if inviting the crew further in. "Captain," the boarding leader said nervously, "this ship is aware. Not alive like we are, but aware. And it's observing us." Zirok swallowed. "How is that possible?" "Advanced sensors," the science officer explained. "Deep space intelligence. Possibly centuries of human design. The ship predicts and adapts to any threat." The core emitted a faint signal, faster than light. Alien sensors struggled to detect it. "Captain," the engineer said, voice tight, "the signal. It's leaving this system, heading into human-controlled space." Zirok's heart sank. "They know we are here." The alien officers realized the terrifying truth. This was not a warship in the traditional sense. It did not need to fire weapons to dominate. Its presence alone disrupted fleets, controls, and sensors. "Prepare to retreat," Zirok ordered. "We cannot handle this technology directly." But as the shuttle turned back toward the flagship, the corridors subtly guided their path. Doors, lights, even gravity seemed to move them effortlessly toward the exit. The ship was not hostile, but it was in complete control. Zirok stared at the main screen of the ghost warship. Its core sphere pulsed softly, silent, calm. Somewhere across space, humanity watched and waited. The boarding team returned safely. Yet every officer aboard felt a chill. No shots were fired. No alarms triggered. And yet the galaxy had just met a force more dangerous than any weapon: human patience, intelligence, and timing. For the first time, the alien fleet realized This ship did not walk through space. It owned it, and the galaxy would never be the same. Hours passed. The alien fleet drifted in the Forbidden Zone, their weapons ready, engines powered, every system alert. Yet the human warship remained still, silent, calm, observing. Captain Zirak watched the main screen, tension mounting. Why aren't they attacking? They are fully armed. They don't move, one officer whispered. It's as if they are waiting. Zirak's jaw tightened. Humans are patient, yes, but this is unusual. They should strike. On the bridge, the science officer's eyes widened. Captain, this ship is not just a weapon. It's a sentinel. Every movement we make, every system we use, it tracks and analyzes. The alien crew exchanged nervous glances. For the first time, uncertainty filled the air. The human warship did not need to attack to dominate. They were frozen by its mere presence. Minutes turned into hours. The aliens began testing their systems. Weapons fired short bursts into space. Engines made sudden maneuvers. Communication signals scrambled. Each attempt failed. Systems misfired. Sensors glitched. Every calculation the aliens made seemed known before they even executed it. They are not weak, the science officer said slowly. They are beyond our understanding. They do not act hastily. They wait. They learn. Zirak swallowed hard. Are they controlling space itself? The officer nodded. Not exactly control, but prediction, observation. They prepare for every possible threat before it even begins. Suddenly, the ghost warship emitted a soft pulse. Not a weapon blast, not a beam, just a faint ripple in space. The alien fleet's navigation systems flickered. Engines faltered. Targeting computers scrambled. Captain, the engineer shouted, our fleet is reacting. But the ship didn't fire. Nothing touched us. It's just observing. Zirak's hands tightened on the console. Prepare all shuttles for retreat. We are being tested. And losing. The science officer shook his head. Not losing, Captain. We are being judged. Every officer felt the weight of that judgment. Humans had waited centuries to perfect this system. They did not need to attack first. They did not need to fight openly. Their patience, intelligence, and timing were enough to dominate any threat. Back in human space, dormant fleets began to stir quietly. Hidden warships, silent stations, and ancient weapon systems, all designed to activate only when necessary, prepared themselves in response to the ghost warship's signal. The aliens had no way to detect them, no way to predict which would arrive first, no way to escape. A calm, artificial human voice echoed through the alien systems. Your presence is recorded. Your actions are noted. You may withdraw or test the limits of human patience. Zirak froze. No one knew what to say. No human fleet appeared. No attack followed. Just silence, and that silence carried a warning louder than any weapon. Humanity did not strike first, but when it chose to act, it would be flawless. The alien fleet realized a horrifying truth. They had been confident, arrogant, believing humans were slow, weak, and predictable. Now the ghost warship had shown them their mistake. Prepare to retreat, Zirak whispered, almost to himself. We are not dealing with humans. We are dealing with time, calculation, and perfection. The warship rotated slightly, observing every alien ship, every movement, every plan. Its presence alone had taught the aliens the most important lesson. Human patience is the deadliest weapon in the galaxy. The fleet slowly withdrew, shaken. Not by fire, not by lasers, Not by missiles, by the quiet, calculated, patient power of humanity. The alien fleet tried to regroup. Engines powered, weapons online, shields active. They expected an attack. Anything. But the human warship remained silent, almost peaceful, hovering in space like a ghost. Then the first sign appeared. Navigation markers blinked erratically. Star maps shifted. Engines faltered without reason. Weapons misfired. Communication signals scrambled. Every attempt to act was blocked not by firepower, but by knowledge. Captain Xerax slammed his fist on the console. What is happening? Our systems are failing. And they haven't fired a single shot. The science officer's voice was calm but tense. Captain, this is the true power of humanity. They do not need to attack. They only respond. And when they do, it is perfect. Every movement, every calculation, already predicted. Alien officers looked at each other in horror. Their fleet, proud and strong, could not move freely. Weapons aimed, but targeting systems misread. Shields were strong, but useless. Engines were ready, but they could not escape. The human warship pulsed gently, a soft rhythm in space. Not a beam. Not a blast. Just presence. Captain, the engineer said shakily, it's controlling the battlefield. Without firing anything. Every action we take. It knows before we do. Xerax's jaw tightened. Impossible. How can one ship do this? It is not one ship, Captain, the science officer said. This is centuries of human preparation. Every sentinel, every ghost ship, every dormant system. Connected, watching, calculating, waiting. Another pulse spread through the alien fleet. This time, it disrupted alien long-range communications. Fleets that had jumped away suddenly found themselves locked in place. Systems that should have worked flawlessly faltered. No, a weapons officer whispered. They are neutralizing us without even touching us. Correct, the science officer said. This is the deadliest weapon humanity has ever built. And it does not need guns, missiles, or lasers. Knowledge, observation, patience, that is enough. The alien fleet understood the horrifying truth. Humans had never sought conquest through force alone. They had built power differently, to endure, to observe, and to respond perfectly when threatened. Suddenly, a calm human message appeared on every alien system. Your intent is known. Your actions predicted. Withdrawal is advised. Any hostile choice will be permanently recorded. No attack. No fire. Just a warning. Xerax leaned back in disbelief. They haven't fired a single shot, and yet we are trapped. We cannot fight this. The human warship rotated slightly, observing every alien ship. It did not need to fire. Its mere presence, supported by centuries of preparation, dormant fleets, and predictive systems, was enough to immobilize the entire alien fleet. Outside, deep space remained calm. Stars shimmered. The forbidden zone was quiet again. Inside alien minds, panic grew. They realized the galaxy was full of such ships, hidden, silent, dormant. One human warship was enough to immobilize a fleet. Hundreds of them, scattered across space, could dominate entire empires. The alien fleet had come to the Forbidden Zone confident, armed and proud. Now they understood. Humanity did not fight like others. Humanity fought with patience, planning, and perfect knowledge, and that knowledge was unstoppable. Xerax swallowed hard. Prepare to retreat, he whispered. We have seen a glimpse of human power, and the galaxy should fear it. The human warship remained silent and still, not attacking, not moving aggressively. But the aliens knew the truth. When humans acted, Nothing survived unprepared. The invisible strike had already been delivered. The alien fleet floated in the forbidden zone, shaken and silent. No weapons had fired. No engines roared. Yet every ship felt the weight of humanity pressing down, not with force, but with certainty. Captain Zirak stared at the main screen. Thousands of dormant human warships blinked into life across distant systems. Everyone connected to hidden sensors and control networks. Every movement the aliens had made had been watched, calculated, and recorded. They can see everything we do, whispered the science officer. Yes, Zirak said quietly. And they know exactly what we are capable of. The ghost warship silent and still pulsed faintly one last time. Then, a calm, artificial human voice filled the alien systems. Observation complete. Intent recorded. Actions noted. Withdrawal is advised. No threat. No aggression. Just awareness. Zirak turned to his officers. Do we have a plan? The weapons officer shook his head. We cannot fight what we cannot predict. The engineer swallowed hard. They haven't fired a single shot. And yet, we are defeated. The alien fleet realized a terrifying truth. Humanity's deadliest weapon was not lasers or missiles. It was patience, knowledge, and perfect calculation. They did not need to strike first. They only acted when it was certain. And when they acted, no force could stop them. Across the galaxy, other alien empires began to understand. Reports spread of ghost warships appearing from nowhere, immobilizing fleets without firing. Entire fleets retreated before humans even showed themselves. Zirak felt the weight of centuries of arrogance crushing him. Aliens had underestimated humanity. They had assumed humans were slow, weak, predictable. The ghost warship had proved them wrong. The science officer said softly, "They do not hunt. They do not attack first. They wait. They observe. They neutralize only when necessary." A final message appeared on all alien screens. We do not strike first. We do not hunt. But when we act, none survive unprepared. The galaxy is ours to endure, not to conquer. The alien fleet retreated silently, not out of fear of being destroyed, out of awe, respect, and regret. Somewhere deep in human space, another ghost warship waited, silent, dormant, observing. Humanity had taught the galaxy a lesson centuries in the making. True power does not need to roar. It waits. It watches. And when the moment comes, it strikes perfectly. Zirak exhaled slowly. The galaxy fears humans, and now so do we. The stars themselves seemed to bow to the quiet power of humanity, because humans did not need to show their strength. They did not need to fight openly. All they needed was time, patience, and the will to endure. And when they chose to act, no empire, no fleet, no weapon in the galaxy could stop them. The lesson was clear. Do not underestimate humanity. Silence is not weakness. Patience is a weapon. And humanity never misses.